Mara had a mind that never sat still. It fluttered like 1,000 paper birds in a storm, bright, chaotic, impossible to catch. One moment she was inspired, electric with ideas. The next she was frozen, staring at a half-finished task that felt heavier than a mountain. People called her distracted, lazy sometimes. "You just need discipline," they said, as if discipline were a coat you could simply put on. But what they didn't see was the war. Every morning, Mara woke up with a quiet promise. Today I'll be different. She would make lists, color-coded, perfectly structured lists. She would plan her day down to the hour. And then something small would happen. A notification, a thought, a memory. And suddenly, her mind would sprint in 10 directions at once. She would start cleaning her room, then notice an old notebook, flip through it, remember an idea, grab her laptop, open 10 tabs, forget why she opened them, feel overwhelmed, sit down just for a minute, and hours would vanish like smoke. By evening, the list remained mostly untouched. That was the worst part, not the distraction, but the guilt that followed. It crept in quietly. Why can't you just do simple things? What's wrong with you? Mara carried those questions like stones in her pockets. One rainy afternoon, after missing another deadline, she sat on the floor of her apartment surrounded by unfinished pieces of her life. Laundry half folded, books half read, dreams half started. For once, she didn't try to fix it. She just sat there. And in the silence, something shifted. She realized something no one had ever told her. She wasn't failing at life. She had been trying to live it with the wrong instructions. Instead of forcing herself into rigid systems that always broke, Mara began to experiment. Not perfectly, not all at once, just differently. She stopped making endless to-do lists and started writing only 3 things per day. She stopped waiting for motivation and began working in tiny bursts, sometimes just 5 minutes. She stopped fighting her wandering mind and started guiding it gently back, over and over again, without punishment. At first, it felt too small to matter. 5 minutes, that wouldn't change anything. But it did, because 5 minutes turned into 10, 10 into 20. And some days she still got lost, but now she knew how to return. There were setbacks, days when her mind slipped through her fingers again, days when everything felt too loud, too fast, too much. But something was different now. She didn't hate herself for it anymore. She understood. Her brain wasn't broken. It was fast, creative, and intense. It just needed a different rhythm. So she built a life that matched her mind instead of fighting it. She worked in short sprints. She celebrated small wins. She forgave herself quickly. And slowly, quietly, the chaos inside her began to take shape, not into perfect order, but into something powerful. Months later, Mara stood in the same apartment. It still wasn't perfect. There were still half-finished things, but there were also finished ones now. A project completed, a habit built, a version of herself she once thought was impossible. She smiled, not because she had fixed herself, but because she finally understood. She was never meant to fit into someone else's system. She was meant to build her own. And for the first time in her life, her mind, wild and restless as it was, no longer felt like an enemy. It felt like something she could learn to dance with.